Phil Foden scored a superb hat-trick to inspire Manchester City to a comfortable home 4-1 victory over Aston Villa in the Premier League on Wednesday night. The Englishman netted his first from a direct free kick on the stroke of half-time, after Villa forward Jhon Duran had cancelled out an early opener from Rodri. Unai Emery's men posed a threat on the counter-attack and had a few chances to draw level early in the second half, but City's dominance ultimately prevailed and Foden scored twice within the space of 7 minutes midway through the second 45 to complete his hat-trick. The first chance of the contest fell to the hosts in the second minute, with Jack Grealish, booed by the fans of his former club in the away section, setting up Alvarez down the left channel to smash a shot from a tight angle into the side netting. City dominated proceedings in the opening exchanges and they required just 10 minutes to open the scoring. Foden slipped Doku down the right flank and his cutback to Rodri inside the penalty area was swept high into the net with a first-time finish at the near post. The goal stood following a brief VAR check for offside. Villa's first attempt came just 4 minutes later when Duran met a ball over the top of City's defense and fired a first-time volley on the spin that was kept out brilliantly by a diving save from Stefan Ortega. The Villa striker was ruled offside, though. However, Duran made no mistake at the second time of asking and restored parity for Villa with a smart left-footed finish that trolled into the far corner after he received a clever through ball down the left from ex-Man City youngster Morgan Rogers, who began a well-worked counter-attack from the visitors. There were plenty of appeals from the hosts for an offside in the build-up, but VAR confirmed that Duran was onside in 2 separate stages of the Villa attack, and the goal stood. Man City responded well and came close to restoring their lead when Doku curled the ball from right to left towards Grealish, who smacked a volley into the ground that bounced narrowly wide of the far post. City's number 10 was then booked not long after for venting his frustration at a dubious foul. The hosts continued to patiently probe in and around Villa's box and they eventually broke through the lines when Alvarez played a neat 1-2 with Lewis, but Olsen produced a strong save to deny the Argentine from 8 yards out. Villa seemed to have done enough to head into half-time level, but City were awarded a dangerous free kick on the edge of the area after Foden was needlessly fouled by Douglas Luiz. Foden stepped up and fired his effort through the gap in a poorly organized Villa wall and into the bottom left corner. Man City never lost their rhythm when in possession and a well-worked move eventually resulted in a goal just after the hour mark. Rodri weaved past one Villa man and slotted a precise pass in between 2 more for Foden, just inside the area, to stroke a left-footed finish and off the post. Just 7 minutes later, Foden completed his hat-trick when he blocked a poor attempted clearance from Longley on the edge of Villa's box before setting himself up for a thunderous left-footed strike into the top corner. Villa offered little threat in front of goal for the final 15 minutes, while the citizens should have scored a 5th deep into stoppage time when substitute Sergio Gomez somehow placed a low left-footed strike from around 8 yards out whiskers wide of the near post. Nevertheless, City cruised to victory and have extended their unbeaten run across all competitions to 24 matches, while they have not lost in any of their last 15 top-flight games since suffering a 1-0 defeat to Villa in the reverse fixture in December. Man City have little time to prepare for their next Premier League fixture away against Crystal Palace on Saturday lunchtime, and the same can be said for Aston Villa who welcome Brentford to the West Midlands just a few hours later.